The internet has made it easier than ever to start a business. Succeeding on the internet, now that's another story. The big question is, what are those who are succeeding doing differently? This podcast has the answers. Welcome to the Marketing Matrix podcast. I'm your host, Lisanne Murphy, and I am so excited to be joined by a good friend of mine and mentor, Ryan Espinoza. Ryan, thank you so much for coming on the show today.
I'm stoked to be here.
Oh, guys, seriously, Ryan is a huge fan of him. He was my Facebook mentor and who really jump started me on this journey, and I'm so grateful that he came into my life, and so I'm really excited for you to hear from him today. Let me tell you a little bit about this entrepreneur, and then I'm going to give him a chance. He's given me a sneak peek into what he's talking about today, and we've never had anyone talk about it on the show yet. And trust me, if it comes out of Ryan's mouth, it is something that needs to be listened to and implemented in your business. So Ryan helped build a coaching company, and he took them from 0 to 3 million in sales in 18 months, guys. In that business, he helped 300 plus entrepreneurs and business owners skyrocket their cash flow with effective advertising. He's also founded First Light Craft Spirits just last year in 2019, and his flagship product, First Light Coffee Whiskey, launched this month in Southern California. Congratulations on that. There's a lot more detail about the story of that in the long episode, which is going to come out in just a couple days from when you hear this episode. So make sure to tune into that. Ryan, for those that aren't as familiar with you, tell us, how did you get to this point of being this powerhouse media buyer, amazing mentor of mine, and now just taking over the alcohol world?
That might be the best introduction I've ever had. Thank you so much. Let's just give a brief overview. I started out after college, started out web designing, and from there built an agency with a friend of mine, then chased the startup money in Silicon Valley and worked on some apps and got some funding up there, and then came back and really got into media buying and learned about customer acquisition and all that stuff. Helped launch Clients in Abundance in 2018, and took that over 3 million, as you mentioned, and then during that time just kept my eyes open to opportunity, and my lifestyle here in San Diego allowed me to partner with a cousin of mine, and we started First Light Whiskey. Yeah.
So awesome, guys. This guy he's a Renaissance man. He's done it all. And it's been just so fun watching him and his journey. Okay. So Ryan, with this short episode, everyone that listens looks forward to hear what their answer is to this question. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. What small marketing strategy or tactic has made the biggest difference in your business, and why?
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna talk about this in current times right now. SMS, so text-based marketing, in multiple ways has really skyrocketed just my ability to communicate with customers, from the marketing and info product and coaching side of the things to the alcohol side of things as well. And to elaborate, I even have campaigns where I'm not collecting emails, I'm just collecting phone numbers. And there's some really cool tools from Text Magic for broadcast style text messages to even ManyChat now. You can get them in your flows through SMS, to this company Community that allows you to speak as an influencer and get contact details on people's phones. It's a game changer, because email rates are as low as ever as far as open rates, and with SMS we're getting 80 to 90% opens in the first 3 minutes, across the board. And if you provide valuable, relevant content, you get a 70% stick rate for most subscribers. So it's looking at it in a different way.
Okay, so talk more about that. What do you mean looking at it in a different way? I'd love to get your perspective on that.
Yeah, so I think traditionally when we think about lead nurturing, I'm sure everybody listening, including yourself, opts in for something and then receives way too many emails from that person daily or across the week. And it's okay. I mean, I used to do that a lot too. And it's like, I would always say the more emails I send, the more money I make, which is like very true. Cause like you get better at writing and you're just getting in people's inboxes. Now with SMS though, it's like, it's a much more intimate connection. Like your people are allowing you into their pocket, like into, you know, everywhere they go. Like, and it's invasive. There's an alert. There's a lot of considerations. So you don't just want to send messages. Like I'm not for, you know, using it for broadcast messages, like very impersonally. Like you got to like send people relevant stuff, even based on like where they're at, where you're at, what your promotions are, make sure it's valuable, and like don't overuse it. But when it's done effectively, like you see open rates that are through the roof, and you just see super high returns on whatever you're trying to do.
So if someone wants to get into collecting SMS, like you mentioned a few different softwares and platforms that people could use to like actually like make it work in the business, but like if someone's starting from zero, like how would you recommend getting that started, and then the strategy to use to like to get people engaged with your brand?
Yeah, so it's going to depend a little bit on what your market is. So we can give like two examples. So I'll give an example of like, you know, an info product or somebody who's selling like, you know, consulting or services like that. They have a traditional like sales funnel approach, right? Where they have a landing page, they give some sort of free media content, then like there's a call or something. What you want to do is like collect the text, a phone number instead of your email. And then you could use even something as simple as like ActiveCampaign or, you know, Yeti Text if you're in the United States, to create a little sequence of via text as opposed to via email. So as soon as they opt in, you deliver, you know, you'll deliver them your thank you for opting in. Here's the video. You deliver it all via SMS, and basically your funnel happens in their text sequence as opposed to like in their email and on a web page, which is super neat because people are just in their phones, and it's like, it's very native, and we just see much higher opens and much higher views and much higher results from it. As far as like for a larger brand, like something e-commerce or like what we're doing with the alcohol space, I'm using a software called Community. Essentially, people can opt into my number, and then when we're launching or we have products in a certain place, I can like geographically SMS everybody in that area. Like, hey, this is Ryan. I'm over here right now with First Light. We're doing this promotion. If you want to come by, we'll have, you know, this special deal for you. And that works like if you're a speaker, if you're going around, like it works super well. You see like Gary Vee and Grant Cardone using it all the time, like for wherever they're at, they're like texting from like their personal number, like onto people's phones, and they actually have your contact. So it shows up as like your name, your email, like your picture. And it's very personalized, and it's just not overused. So both those work super well. A third one could be like with Text Magic, where it's more of a broadcast. If you have a list of phone numbers, you want to get people to opt into something, it's like sends out a mass kind of text to people. But again, we want to make sure we're only sending that out once in a while and with relevant content.
I love it. So do the texts always have some sort of call to action, or are you sometimes just delivering value? Like,
no,
hey,
sometimes you're just relationship building. So think of it as courting, right? You're dating, and opposed to via email where like the idea is everybody's not reading everything. So you're sending a lot of emails, just like for hopefully one person will open one when they're ready to act, right? Or like some subject headline will track them. With text, like you got to assume everyone's reading everything. So it's like, it's very much more of a gentle approach. And yeah, so you want to like draw out the process a little bit. You know, it's like a dating sequence with your potential customers. And as far as they know, it's like coming right to them. So you're speaking like to a person from you and, you know, giving them value. And then, you know, there's a call to action at some point. We typically do like every 3 or 4, like every 4 messages or something. Unless it's like an event based, because the event based is cool because you can be in an area and only target people like within a certain geographic distance to that event.
that is so interesting. I love that. So, yeah. And do you just program into the software, like based on their response, that it is an automatic response after that? Or like, are you actually having like real conversations personally with people?
Both. You do both. So for certain sequences, just like with an email, you can think of it, you can, based on certain responses, you can trigger additional conversations. Or if there's, but within any of those conversations in any of the platforms, you can like specifically go in and respond. But, you know, that's few and far between. But, you know, it depends on the size of your business. And if you're selling high ticket, for instance, like it's very much, you know, go in there and talk to them. You know, they're high value targets, high value prospects, and like start building that relationship even before they become your customer.
Yeah, well, not only like to speak to back to the marketing, like not only does that help you have a higher close rate, but it also helps you have the conversations with them that helps you know what language are they using, what are the pain points that they're trying to solve that you can then go around and turn around to put back on the front end of your messaging of your ad or the next SMS text thread or whatever.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. And we use like probing questions. If we have like so say if you had a colder list of phone numbers or you haven't been in constant communication, it's a great way to like re-engage as with a probing question about like, you know, what's been, you know, how has your business been doing? Like what have been the biggest problems you've been facing? And like the responses that you do get are going to be people that are like in that state of crisis and like really need that assistance. And so you're going to have some really like in-depth insights on what's going on with your market.
That's so exciting. I love it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that is some seriously good tips there. And I mean, you piqued my interest when you were like, you know, you're having a 90 and 80 to 90% open rate. And it's totally true.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'll let emails go by without even thinking about it. But like if a notification pops up in my text, like you can't not read it. Like, I mean, it's just,
Right.
that is the place where you have the most intimate connection. So I love that you're using that human behavior to the advantage in marketing to serve people. That's awesome. So cool.
Yeah.
So cool. All right. Well, this is Ryan, guys. So Ryan, you want to give us the details? How can we find you, follow your journey? For those that are interested in your coffee whiskey, how can they find that?
Yeah. So the best way, just check out my Instagram. It's at Chill with Ryan, and shoot me a text. There's a link for it right there, and we can talk. Firstlightwhiskey.com is where you can go to get anything, all the information about our brand. If you guys want to order bottles, you can do it right on the site. I'll provide a discount code for anybody who's interested in coffee, whiskey, or likes both. And this is like 100% the product for you. So yeah, I hope to talk to you soon.
Love it. Awesome. Okay, guys. Well, we will put that in the episode notes. Ryan is also giving us his remarketing strategy that he uses to put in the Marketing Matrix toolbox, which we're so excited about. And guys, it has just been so great. I really, really hope you loved this episode because this is straight fire. So Ryan, thank you so much for being on the Marketing Matrix. Always delivering high value and just pulling back the curtain and telling us how it is and what's working right now for you. And I love how you said, I'm going to share something that's working right now. And I'm like, yes, that is why this show exists. I don't want theory. I want to know what is working right now. So Thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Yeah, my pleasure to be here. Thanks for putting this on, and we'll be chatting more soon.